go. We're live. All right, we're live without Garrett. I will add in Garrett after the intro is done. Hi, guys. My name's Ian. You guys may know that I ran a podcast for a while and then decided to quit doing that after I did a 24-hour live stream, which sucked the soul out of me. But now we're back, and despite not really having much of a topic to talk about,
but absolutely killing the donation amount.
Oh, well, thank you, Garrett. Yeah, this is the first podcast back since that shit. I want to say to anybody who donated during that, thank you. We will have a highlight reel eventually.
Yeah, we will have a highlight reel eventually. Going through a 24-hour stream and trying to pick out the best moments is quite an undertaking. And to be honest, I've been way too busy this last month to really look at it.
How far are you into it, Eric?
I would say I'm probably a quarter of the way through going through it.
Hell yeah. So in 6 months, you might just get a highlight reel video.
Yeah, I'll just drop it randomly on like April Fool's Day or something.
Hell yeah, man. Otherwise, yeah, GunGamers podcast episode here with my co-hosts, Eric. How you doing, Eric?
I am drinking a Cabernet Sauvignon, sitting in a nice new chair because my other one was a piece of shit. And I had a very Merry Christmas, so I'm doing pretty well.
No, that's wonderful. Kaylee, how are you doing? Well, you guys are all talking about that. I'm going to add Garrett in.
Pretty chill. I mean, I also have a new chair, so I'm
Hell yeah.
stoked on that.
Is that a GT Racing chair? Are we fucking GT Racing?
Hell yeah, dog.
As Eric points behind him, it's just a black blur.
Yeah, Eric, you're still on blur mode.
It doesn't have any of that set up.
Garrett, you've got some
my freaking body's too small.
You've got some cool stuff going on, don't you, Garrett?
I do. I will. I guess we'll tease it here a little bit. Let me get. Sorry, I was finishing typing out an email, but this is something I had briefly worked on as kind of a dumb idea, and apparently it may have some validity within the night vision guys. So this is what I am calling the RNVG Horseshoe Spacer. And the whole purpose of it is I, like many people, are poor. And while the RNVG is very popular, this is just an empty housing for right now. Oftentimes you buy the night vision device and then buy the arms and mounts and everything like that separately. So one of my favorite ones that I really like is the AKA2. And one of the reasons I do like it is it has this mid-stow position, so you're not like flipped the whole way up on your head, so you can just kind of flip it slightly up out of the way. But the problem is that the lever, at least on this one, sticks out really wide, and this is the slide that allows you to adjust it forward and back in front of your eyes. So all the spacer does is it spaces the dovetail up on the RNVG, so that way it allows you to clear that lever.
God, you're a fucking nerd.
That's all it is. Super simple part. But I just got the levers in, ironically, Christmas Eve. So I guess it was an early Christmas present to myself. I'm still waiting for the hardware, but they will ship with the longer screws required. They are everything is made in the United States. And the replacement screws are also stainless steel, so you won't have to worry about them corroding or anything in the weather or anything like that. Doesn't change the waterproofing or anything on the RNVG at all. It's just a spacer. Like, it's not anything super crazy. But these will be available for sale. I have 25 of them right now. They will be available for $40 a piece. And it's a complete kit, so it's screws and the spacer itself. You will have to provide your own wrench, but it's a 3/32 standard wrench.
Sick.
Nice.
All right, that was all very boring. Yeah. So what else? What else do you have coming up?
Well, I have a couple of people have decided to be brave with me, and they have. I have talked to a supplier about purchasing BNVD 1431 housings. Now, the 1431. Ian, if he could grab his really quickly.
That's the the Chinese
housing, right? It is a Chinese-produced housing, but it mimics the PVS-31 articulating pods, so you can pivot them out of the way. But unlike the PVS-31, it uses PVS-14 objective lenses and ocular lenses. So the problem with the PVS-31 is because it uses special lenses, they're really hard to repair or replace in the event something happens.
They're also very expensive.
They are very expensive. So having the 14 type lenses allows them to be readily available, easily purchased, and of course, relatively easy to replace. So you can see Ian has his, he's demoing Mr. Vanna White over there. Runs off of a single AA battery. It is purgeable. The new models now are purgeable. The original ones, when they originally came out with them, if you took the battery cover off, you would lose the purge. They don't have that anymore. But yeah, so I have four of those coming on the way to 4 lucky people who have decided to get in on the introductory pricing before I go super professional and then offer them on a website as a conversion or as a straight housing build if people want to do it that way.
So we have a very relevant question in the chat from our boy from Hong Kong, Ho Xing Yung.
Okay.
BB test. How's that going?
Oh God.
Well, it says taste test, and I can assure you.
Was a taste test part of the BB count?
Yes, I licked them all. Because I couldn't lick my
immune to COVID-19.
Yeah, I was gonna say I couldn't lick doorknobs thanks to the pandemic. So instead, but these are the BBs I basically have left. I think there's 5 of them left, so I have another 5 hours of data collection. Of course, the other option is to just release the data as I have it right now and do the video. But
what BBs are left?
HPA 32 bio, and then there's 3 different weights of. Oh no, wait. There's Valken .43s, BioShot .30s.
Lane has a very relevant question. Where's the whiteboard as you're going over this?
Oh, Jesus Christ.
So the whiteboard is over there if you want me to go grab it.
I don't. Please don't. It'll give me flashbacks.
Whiteboard, laser.
No, the BB test I won't actually be using the whiteboard for. Shocker.
I'm actually a little disappointed.
Kaylee, can you turn your mic up a little bit?
Like, I could... What's that?
Yeah, just a wee bit.
I mean, I can just move it closer to my mouth. Does that
Yeah,
work?
that's better. Yeah.
6-6.
But with the BB test, it's going to be screenshots or just filming what my computer screen is going to be, because it's all on a large Excel data sheet, which I will be sharing with everybody if they want to try and manipulate the data to see whatever they want to see.
Yeah,
But
there you go.
it's coming. I ended up with many more samples than I originally expected, so that's why it's taking a while. And then, of course, while the pandemic has given me plenty of opportunity to try and get the data acquisition done, keep in mind, too, that every brand and weight takes me an hour to measure.
How many brands and weights do you have so far?
I think when I last counted, it was somewhere around like 18.
Listen, my guy, I know people who've already put 100 hours into Cyberpunk 2077. The fact you can't just have a spare 100 hours at all times to count BBs is unacceptable.
Eric, we got all those people unemployed, thank you. It is the middle of a gigantic pandemic.
That game has 100 hours of gameplay? I just don't believe it.
I have more hours in Wasteland than I do. I finished Cyberpunk. I finished the first one of the first endings of Cyberpunk, and I still have like 60% of Wasteland left to go, so...
Jesus, I just got
bad game.
I just got Squadrons. I'm actually having a pretty good time with that, despite it being an EA title.
Oh, we got Cole and ASAP in the chat. How's it going, sweetie?
I got Pikmin 3, which was awesome.
Nice.
We got a few cool people in the chat. We got Airsoft Gus in the chat, one of the channels I shouted out in my most recent in my most recent video, the other smaller channels to check out video, which seems like a lot of people enjoyed, so that's really cool.
Yeah. Ironically, somebody that watched the stream of me building Ian's night vision, transferring them out of the RNVG housing into the 1431, they messaged me like a couple of days later and said, "Hey, are you going to offer those for sale?" So he's going to get one.
Nice.
Well, I just made Garrett $200. Congratulations.
What about you?
We'll see about that. I still have some stuff I have to work out first.
what do you got coming up for 2021, Ian? What's in Ian's world?
Oh, a couple cool things. So, I mean, depending or not, I might be cadgering at Saratov, the one coming up for NATO. Although there's no guarantee that's just all up in the air.
5?
What's the next Saratov? Saratov 5?
I think they're calling it the Rise of Saratov is the next one.
Or is it Return to Saratov?
Revenge of the Saratov. I don't know. But
yeah.
But I might be doing cadre for that. Not sure. Gonna have to talk to Josh about that. Other cool stuff. I mean, obviously, very nice Christmas. Spent it with my family. Dad got me a sweet Wooby hoodie. Didn't know what camouflage to get me, so he got me M81 like a true Chad. He just
the good one, I see.
The good one, yes. Well, there's Tiger Stripe available as well, but is out of stock, which is very sad.
Ooh.
Sad.
Other than that, I mean, finishing up my associates, and then you guys might not see me for a little while. Potential deployment coming up, going to places far and wide. But other than that, airsoft related shit. Want to do
Hopefully
an MP5.
We can just get back to playing.
Yeah, want to get back to playing. Might be
that.
getting rid of my my recoil shock, much to the joy of Kaylee.
Ooh. You're making good choices. Very good choices.
Might be using that to replace replace that with an MP5K with like the CGS stock adapter that goes on it, and do some real dumb shit with that. But yeah, it's gonna be an interesting year. We got Lane in the chat asking what everybody's drinking. Eric, you've got your Cabernet Sauvignon.
Yeah, it's bourbon barrel aged Josh Wine Cellars Cabernet Sauvignon. Not super fancy, but I'm enjoying it.
Nice. Garrett, are you drinking anything at all or no?
I am not. I made the unfortunate mistake of taste testing a beer 2 days before Christmas, and my stomach has not been the same ever since.
Yeah, because you've got a problem like metabolizing alcohol, don't you?
I somehow have gained it. I didn't used to have this ability.
Are you allergic to everything?
I don't know. I'm actually
Garrett is like
strongly debating allergy shots at this point because this is getting really fucking annoying.
Garrett is just a giant brain occupying a body that is too stubborn to live.
Yeah.
It's too stubborn to die.
Kaylee, you kind of have the same thing going on with alcohol, don't you?
Yeah, I have an alcohol allergy, so I can drink. It's just not pleasant. So I mean, that kind of makes me, I don't know, hesitant to try anything anymore. So
I've given up. The last time I had a drink was like 2 years ago. Before that point, so I was better off that way. So I'm going to continue doing that.
A buddy of mine, he's got a shellfish allergy, but he really, really likes shellfish, which is a problem. So anytime he goes to like Red Lobster, which it's obviously not a common thing because he has a shellfish allergy, he just packs in an EpiPen and is ready to ride the lightning.
I very mumuch debated to just like have a belt of EpiPens wherever I go places.
Hell yeah, man. That's awesome. I've got a shipping update. Okay, so Cole bought an MCX and has traveled 54 days and 14 miles thanks to USPS. Yeah, that's I mean, at least you got a shipping update, man. I know a lot of people right now are just fucking missing packages at this point. I was so scared that those nods would never arrive. I'm not gonna lie.
Oh, dude. The amount of insurance that I put on them, I'm pretty sure like they were hand carried by somebody the entire way.
I still, by the way, bank's still giving me issues about that.
Who, what?
The bank is still giving me fucking problems about that. But we'll talk about that afterwards.
Really?
Yeah.
That's
It's been an interesting 2 weeks.
That's fun.
But yeah, good stuff, man. 2021 should be interesting. Hopefully less fucked than 2020 is.
Maybe.
You know,
Unless the new coronavirus strains like just annihilate everybody. So
I'm just waiting at this point for like aliens to come down. You know, nothing would surprise me anymore.
yeah.
And we almost had World War III back in January, didn't we?
Yeah, we did. We just had some dude drop a vehicle-borne IED in front of an AT&T office in Tennessee for some unknown reason.
Yeah, well, the infrastructure around there for cell phones is basically screwed for the next couple of days, apparently.
I suspect somebody took the whole Alex Jones 5G towers thing a little too seriously.
Everyone just calm down. Stuff's going to go back to normal. Just give it a couple more months.
Also, 5G really fast internet. Doesn't matter what it does to your body. I promise you, the download speeds are dope.
Listen, I have 5 extra nipples, but I have 5G, and it was all worth it.
Eric, you've got fiber at your house. You've got ridiculous download rates.
Yeah, I do have ridiculously fast internet. I have fiber internet. It's fucking great. Gotta love green light.
When I moved from this house, I had green light at my last house. They don't have green light at this house. The green light's supposed to start installing soon. Soon is like Todd Howard soon, so I'm waiting anxiously.
Oh, that's sad.
It's big sad. But yeah, I mean,
what about you, Kaylee? What's your 2021 plans for Airsoft?
Well, I
Taking
mean,
as it comes?
I've been airsofting like here and there, but I probably have only airsofted maybe like 3 times in the last 9 months. So, I don't know. Mark and I went recently, like maybe 3 weeks ago, and it didn't feel good. Like there was a pack full of people. Felt like we were just gonna get corona like around every corner, and I don't know. Everyone seems so lax about it at the airsoft field. Maybe it's just the airsoft fields in California, or maybe it was just a specific field I went to. But yeah, I don't know. It made me feel like more uncomfortable about the whole pandemic, and then we kind of like decided that maybe it's like not a good time for airsoft for the next year or two, or whenever this frickin' ends.
That's kind of why I haven't really been playing so much, because it's just been like such a, I don't know, it's just been so touchy and touch and go with everything, and especially because like my family has some people who are high risk, so I just made the decision that I basically wasn't going to play this year unless it was an event I thought I could, be a little bit more careful, and that means I would play twice this year. Hopefully, my hope is that next year, hopefully when things get more under control and the vaccine starts to proliferate, we'll be able to get out there and get back to it. I'm really hoping for Saratov in April.
Me too.
Yeah, same. I really want to run keg at Saratov. That'd be fucking sweet.
Yeah, I mean, I'm
Means
sad.
I need to get
like,
my blank
missing
fire
events.
gun done.
Yeah, I'm looking to get my hands on, because if I end up running militia at any upcoming events, I'm looking at getting my hands on some of those full auto blank fire guns. The the little Uzis.
Yeah, the little pistols.
Yeah. Just get
pistols in the Uzi.
Yeah, I mean,
Oh, I got
I'll get one of those, make it all really neat looking, and then send all the high capacity magazines to Garrett, because unfortunately you can't have them in New York because they're considered firearms magazines.
I was under the impression blank magazines didn't count.
They might not, but they won't send them to New York.
Oh, fair enough.
Yeah. For some reason, fucking like box mags don't count either, like 249 box mags. But
They
anyway,
don't
They
count?
don't have
Well,
count
it's because
as high capacity or something.
no, it's
I think it's because a belt can be made to be any size. So
no. It's because this is not a magazine. This is a belt box. Jesus Christ.
What did you knock over?
Almost lost my light there. This is a belt box. It's not a magazine. The belt itself is the magazine. And because
Wait, that thing you got for the stoner is a real.
No, this is a
belt
real
box?
249 box, yeah.
And then
That's
you're gonna throw
awesome.
the mag in there?
Yeah, you just 3D print the guys I'm talking to, they 3D printed a bull gear insert for this, and it holds like 8,000 rounds.
Man,
Nice.
those bull gear things are killer.
Yeah, they're real neat. But
I'm surprised more people don't get their hands on that kind of stuff.
They're really expensive is the problem, and you can only get them from like Gray Shop or Bull Gear's website directly.
Oh, and they're based in Russia.
Yeah, so you're paying out the nose to get it in the first place, then you're paying shipping, then you're waiting.
you might
There was
see
a
them start to pop
a
up.
U.S. retailer that carried all that stuff, they would sell like hotcakes.
You're going to start seeing them pop up at U.S. retailers. I was talking to somebody the other day, and they work for a major airsoft retailer, and they were saying, yeah, we're putting in orders with Russia, or at least with Bulgaria, to get
Sweet.
them in stock, which I'm excited about.
Who's this?
I will tell you after the show.
That kind of secret.
Wow.
Well, you can't like out everybody who talks to us on the show all the time. Like they won't
Yeah.
talk to us anymore.
You should hear this shit that I heard Josh Warren say. Like, no, I'm not going to. But, yeah, no, super excited. Blank fire.
Jet Li are lizard people.
Yeah, Jen and Leah are lizard people. But yeah, blank fire. Super excited to do that.
I want to blank fire the AR-10.
That'd be fun.
It's, yeah, honestly, blanks don't cost that much more. Like, they cost, pretty much every time I go and buy blanks, they cost the same regardless of caliber, which is both a blessing and a curse, because, like, it's the same cost for my 30-06 blanks as it is my 5.56 blanks.
I mean, to be fair, no one's buying blanks right now, so there's no ammo shortage. Until someone figures out how to turn blanks into live ammo.
Yeah, but you really can't, because you have to figure out a way to resize the crimp.
You just hammer an airsoft BB onto the front.
Exactly. There you go.
Yes. Why don't I just shoot airsoft BBs out of my blank rifle?
Yeah. Duh, idiot.
Duh.
Yeah, that's a great idea. Anyway,
for legal reasons, that's a joke.
For every reason, that's a joke.
There's somebody in IO or like Indianapolis Ordnance or something like that. They do like PPSHs and Stens that are full auto fucking blank fire guns, and I would love to grab one, but at the low price of $1,900 for a full auto blank fire Sten.
That's actually not bad.
Well, it's not bad, but it's also a blank fire Sten. So if you want to go with something that isn't
somebody
said the ball strategy. We say that we're making a movie, and we make the shittiest, cheapest movie possible, lose our ass on it, and then we could write off the loss as a business expense, and we keep all the props that we bought.
Master plan.
Legit. This is Galaxy Brain Hours, boys.
See, I had the thought of just instead working hard for my living and then using the money that I earned to buy things honorably. But if you want to do it that way, Eric,
how dare you?
Yeah, exactly.
It's fucking stupid. That's small brain hours.
This chat.
I want to make horrible movies and challenge people to boxing matches when they tell me how bad they are. Look up Uwe Boll if anyone in the chat's never.
Oh yeah, he made some awesome. I've heard of this dude. He's like South African or something. That makes garbage.
No, he's German.
German, sure. Yeah, they all sound similar.
What?
But I forgot you're Austrian. That's right.
Yes.
Hold on. Mr. Zenny is in the chat saying it's been so long since he saw a notification from us. I uploaded 2 videos last week.
That's true.
Yeah.
There are videos.
It was only like a week or 2 before that I had another video, and then I had a video before that. I've been trying to be consistent.
Sounds like you're sucking.
Yeah, I mean, this channel is garbage. Anyone who subscribes to it is honestly like, oh, you're being hoodwinked, my guys.
You're making a mistake. That's sweet.
This channel's horrible.
That's sweet YouTube money.
Notifications. They are trying to save your eyeballs.
We offer no value for your view whatsoever.
I mean, I still
mostly
think
offensive, rarely entertaining, as the shirt goes.
Yeah, there we go. And that one dude who emailed Josh Warren best shirt. I mean, I'm still pretty proud of my Bad Company 2 video. Fuck all the other videos though. Like, that's how it goes, man.
I do have a video that needs to be finished editing because people keep asking me about it.
Which one's that?
The in all the night vision groups, you can see a lot of the things I've been doing are night vision related lately.
Yeah.
But Jeffrey Melichek is somebody in there. He's working on a large run of PVS 531 conversions. So it's a PVS 31 bridge made by FMA, not the same as the BNVD 1431, that uses an adapter to connect to PVS 5 Generation 2 Plus image intensifiers and lenses. So you essentially get like budget dual tubes for less than $2,000.
Yeah, it's what, like $1,800 or something like that.
I think he's offering them like he's right now because like the PVS 5 is slowly moving itself into collector territory. So the image intensifiers are getting a little bit harder to find, but I guess Jeff has found a source for them. Good for him. But I used to have a unit. A lot of people were having questions on it, so I decided to do a video on what people can expect from it. It's not going to be a Generation 3 device, but it's not far off.
They're not bad.
Dual tubes for less than $2,000.
It's dual tubes for less than $2,000. You really can't complain about that. And it's not it's not 2 Psionics Auroras either.
I will say though, this is a little bit of a hot take. I would rather have a Gen 3 monocular than Gen 2 dual tubes. Just because I would rather have the extra flexibility of the higher level of image intensification versus having, I've got binocular vision, but it's a little bit more limited in terms of its light intensification. I don't know. I just find Gen 3 a little bit more utilitarian.
One thing I will say on behalf of dual tubes is that when you're used to this and then you go to this, it goes from like, oh, this is really cool, to like, oh, fuck, I can only see out of one eye. I'm going to fall over everything and have no depth perception.
Yeah, I guess my thing is I've never been that used to dual tubes, so like I just look at the light intensification and think I'd rather have the better intensification.
I'm a spoiled child.
Ian's looked through my my duals.
They're not bad. They're solid.
Like they're not bad for what they are. I mean,
they look like the first run of PVS 14s.
Yeah, I would say that spec wise, I think they're comparable to like an Omni 1 to Omni 3. So while it's not Generation 3 as far as like it, I think there's one or two specs that just limit it to being a true Generation 3 tube. But at the same time, like spec wise,
well, the resolution is lower too, isn't it?
Resolution's lower, signal to noise ratio is lower.
It's
not
though.
bad.
But at the same time, it's also automatic gain. It's not manual gain for some people.
Maybe if I wasn't so fucking left eye dominant, I would appreciate the Gen 2 dual tubes more. But as it stands, like when I look through a set of dual tubes, most of what I'm seeing is my left eye anyway. So I'm just like, fuck it, give me the better intensifier.
For me, it hurts my brain to try and have just one tube working. Now, granted, at the same time, like if it's a really good tube like my 14, I have an Omni 7 14.
Yeah.
I haven't really had much issue using that, but I'm way more comfortable using duals than I am a single.
Yeah.
But
I also have a lot
of
practice on my 14 though, which is probably the main benefit I have. I mean, I've got a bunch of night hikes and several events with it under my belt. So that's probably why I'm like, oh, this is fine, guys. I don't see why you're tripping over stuff. Meanwhile, someone rented it for the weekend and has never used night vision, period. Is like, I can't see fucking shit.
That's still better than fucking Ghost Hunters.
Yeah. And as Jaden in the chat said, Gen 2 is still way better than any Gen 1s.
Somebody's saying they're getting a pair of Soviet tanker night vision. My friend has one, and believe it or not, has not given me cancer yet. Just a heads up for anybody running PNV 57s. I'm fairly certain one of the versions, it might not be PNV 57s though, there is a version that does give off a little bit of radiation, and you might get fucking cancer. So
as Jaden said, I think if you get is on yet.
Yeah, I think it's the PNV 57E is okay, because that was the latest model. I'm not 100% certain on that, so please do not quote me on that.
Yeah, if you get the, you know what?
But that's
avoid
also
Soviet
1 Plus.
Avoid Soviet night vision as a whole, or really Soviet equipment, because they say the best thing is have trust in your equipment, and I don't trust Soviet shit worth a fuck. So, outside of like a Chicom and a fucking, well, the Chicom is Chinese.
One thing. When you get to electronics, it gets to be a little
iffy,
questionable.
Yeah.
All right. Anyway, we've talked a lot about night vision. What about like kits and guns and whatnot that people are looking to do this coming year? What do you? Did anyone get any good airsoft shit for Christmas?
Not for Christmas. I'm supposed to be getting a stoner at some point in the near future.
Yeah. The first Christmas I've had in like 10 years where I did not ask for nor receive any airsoft shit.
I have never asked for airsoft stuff for Christmas because my family's so confused about it.
You probably just think you're a huge fucking nerd.
I mean, it's true.
Is that wrong?
No, it's not.
It's not wrong whatsoever.
Not wrong for anyone in here.
Yeah, I'm looking to get myself I'm getting a stoner at some point in the near future. It's been paid for, bought. It just needs to be shipped, and it turns out shipping out of Asia right now is risky business. So
yeah, I mean, I was doing that at the beginning of the pandemic. I was trying to get a custom lever action that was gas, because you can get the KTW lever action that's spring with a gas conversion, but 4 months later, it never made it to California. So now we're trying to do this with a stoner, and well, there's been some hiccups so far.
At least the stoner's coming from an actual like company rather than just some random dude in Korea who's trying to steal your PayPal dollars.
Yes. Volante Airsoft. Never buy his freaking garbage. Dude sucks, man. He freaking blames you for everything.
Ho Ching Young said, I spent my Airsoft money on alcohol since we couldn't play recently. You have no idea how accurate that is. Should I go get it?
I spent birthday money on a purge machine.
I'll be right back.
You bought oh my god, you actually just bought the purge machine?
Yeah.
Good for you, buddy.
Yeah, I finally got the money squared away for that. Took a while to get it. Like once I got the quote, and I let them know when I sent the quote. I was like, "Hey, this might be a 6-month like thing, so your quote has to be good for more than 30 days."
Nice.
But yeah, and then what I'm hoping for with that is I'll be able to.
Oh my god, Eric.
All right, I'm gonna interrupt whatever I was talking about so that way Eric can talk about this.
Eric, turn off your background blur.
All right, let me turn off my background blur. Hold on.
Is that a bucket?
Yes, but it's way better than a bucket.
That's what our ad revenue went to.
There we go. So our most recent, we as GunGamers try to like, determine like how we're gonna spend our ad revenue as a group in at least some portion of it. So our last month's ad revenue went to this. This is the Brewmate back tap. It is a 3-gallon bucket cooler with a washable steel insert that I swear comes out more easy. Oh, you have to remove the tap to take the insert out. But it's got a steel washable insert, a tap, and backpack straps. So you can carry 3 gallons of margaritas on the go.
Or we could do Everclear daiquiris on the go, Eric,
Oh,
Jesus
dude.
Christ.
Now you're thinking with portals. Everclear daiquiris on the fucking go. And not only are we going to use this, we're going to send this to Engage Tactical and have a camo cover made for it with Molly so that we can add a Kydex cup carrier, attach an insulated whiskey bottle sleeve, and the Brewmate metal whiskey glasses for it. And then we're going to mount it onto an Alice ruck frame to better distribute the weight. And with the Alice ruck frame being bigger than the actual device itself, we will have room under there for a drawer for cigars.
The ultimate GunGamers, like,
so out of control.
Fucking ridiculous project.
Dude, people ask, what do you use your ad revenue for? I think that we beat everybody else with what we use our ad revenue for. Just the dumbest possible shit. It makes me so happy.
Could be worse.
Yeah, it could.
It could be a paycheck for us.
As it stands, last month's ad revenue was just enough to buy this when it was on sale.
Yeah, when it was on sale.
Yes, when it was on sale. Very important.
I wish I could run ads during the podcast to increase it, to buy more dumb shit like that.
Yes, but we talk about dumb shit like that, which is why we're not advertiser friendly.
Absolutely. Yeah, no, I completely forgot about that. Now I'm really, really happy. I don't know why.
I know why.
Kaylee, have you made any dumb purchases recently?
Dumb purchases? I don't know about dumb purchases.
Full on pants on head stupid.
No, not really. I mean, I just bought my PP19. That was pretty much it. Though that was kind of stupid because I bought the PP19 and it worked and everything, and then I was like, all right, well, I'm just gonna install a Titan in it. I don't need to like play with it until it has Titans in it. And that didn't quite work out very well. So now it's kind of back to the drawing
PP19
board.
did you get?
The LCT.
The PP19
yeah,
the
Vitiaz or whatever?
Vitiaz.
Yeah, whatever. So
which I believe means knight in Russian. Knight as in Knight.
Oh, okay. Well, it frickin' doesn't perform that way because it sucks ass. So.
We could have told you that. Yeah. We've had our own issues with PP19s.
LCT makes great bodies, but their internals can be hit and miss.
Well, I mean, Eric,
was just
you
so
guys
confusing
broke a
because
PP-19, didn't you?
Yeah, we cracked a steel trunnion in half.
How did you
Fine,
crack a
just-
steel trunnion in half, Eric?
Did
Use
not
the
realize
hammer,
that there was
man.
a set screw.
What was
keeping
Kaylee's
the
problem,
pin
though?
in
I want to hear what
place.
Kaylee's problem is, because that sounds more interesting.
Yeah, so everything was fine. The gun shot great. Like I brought it over to Mark's when first got it, and it was shooting fine and everything. So I was like, all right, ripe for a Titan. You know, I've installed 2 Titans already into my guns, and I figured that once you go Titan, you never not, go Titan. So I dropped it in there, and literally like nothing worked. And when I was watching the video of the guy who was installing it, he was like, "Oh yeah, Titans drop into LCT, version 3s like no problem. There's no fitment issues." Well, I ran into like hella fitment issues. I was freaking sanding away the gearbox and using little files and trying to get
Yikes.
things to like match up perfectly.
Double yikes.
And now I can't really understand what's wrong, and I had to contact Titan support and then downgrade the version, like the firmware of the Titan to some super beta, like early version. So basically it was running in reverse. So anytime the sensor picked up the sector gear, like if it looked at a tooth, it would say that there was a gap, and if there was a gap, it would say that there was a tooth. So then the nozzle and the nozzle was basically like working in reverse. So when I put a mag in to start shooting, the nozzle would release the piston when it was outside of the hop up.
Oh.
So yeah, like the air would just like shoot, and the nozzle wouldn't be seated into the bucking, and it
That's
would
really
like
weird.
half shoot a BB, or it would shoot it and then it would just like immediately drop, or it was like
Which-
double shooting.
I'm not familiar enough with the Gate Titan. Which gear does it have the little
Sector gear.
optical? It's the sector gear?
The
Oh.
sector.
Sector
yeah.
gear.
So if there was a gap, then the whole like half of the sector gear, it read as if it was a tooth.
Yeah, so like, if you look at the sector gear, like basically a normal like stock sector gear is like basically half teeth, half not teeth. So on the side that has the teeth, it's reading as, no teeth, and on the teeth that doesn't, or the side that doesn't have teeth, it's reading as teeth. So the whole thing's just running basically in reverse and shooting at the opposite time of when it should be shooting. And it didn't really make any sense. I don't really understand how that.
Yeah, it sounds like a Gate Titan
works.
issue more than an LCT issue.
Yeah, so I had to downgrade the firmware, and that fixed the sensor issue, but then it was still spinning the gears strangely, and basically like the piston wasn't seating like all the way every single time, so it would pull back. And
So like the
go.
sector gear was overcycling and
Yeah,
catching the piston.
overcycling and catching it, and it would catch it like at different places all the time. So it was moving all over the place. So then I had to turn pre-cocking on, which I don't really like to do because it puts a lot of stress on the gearbox and everything. So now it only works if pre-cocking's on. And
That's fucking weird.
to the person who said to maybe shim the bevel gear, I did all that. I re-shimmed the whole freaking gearbox, and it made no difference whatsoever. So
Yeah, it sounds like a software issue with the Titan.
yeah. it's causing like.
Have you
the
tried just
incorrect
dropping an
spinning.
entirely different Titan in?
No, I mean, I could
Honestly,
buy,
like that.
another
That's all.
Titan.
That's all I could see as like being a potential solution. Like that sounds like that might have a just total sensor issue.
I've got a
Yeah,
V3 Titan just sitting
possible.
around, so I could send that to you and see if that makes it work.
Yeah, send it.
Have you considered
Just gonna
installing?
send it.
Have you considered installing the Gate Titan upside down? That might fix your problems.
Oh, sure, fuck. Let me put it in freaking backwards, and then maybe that'll make everything
Just-
go forward.
Yeah,
Just turn
and,
the gun-
and make sure you do the ancient tribal rain dance
Yeah.
before installing it, so that the Titan will be refreshed with the vigor of God.
I need to have the BB taste test first, so I can know which BBs I need to drink during the The sacrifice.
60.
Just don't
Point
don't
0.69
lick
ceramic
Falcon
BBs.
.4s. They have iron or something in them.
I thought iron's good for you.
Yeah,
like,
iron's
makes
good
your
for
blood
you.
warmer or
Not
something.
not that kind of iron, like Soviet iron.
Oh,
Yeah.
The kind that.
Ah, yes, good, strong Soviet iron. I am almost done with this bottle of wine, so this podcast is going to get way more interesting.
Okay, this is we got about 15 minutes before it goes off the rails.
Perfect.
oh hell yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, we're going to let this go off the rails, right? Like, this is our first podcast back in a hot fucking minute.
Hey, man, I got time. And speaking of which, I'm going to go and grab myself some of that Diet Pepsi I wanted to grab before the show. So,
Put some rum in it, you coward.
I mean, okay.
Ramen and Diet Pepsi?
Dude, I don't know, man.
Wrong.
I don't know what I'm doing, Doc.
I don't know what I'm talking about. I'm drunk.
I need to order some ribs right now.
Oh, man. Garrett, more than
I get that
anyone else in
reference.
here, I fucking miss you, homie.
I miss you too, buddy.
One of these fucking days, we'll get together again. I
Dude,
believe.
it's gonna be like the most ridiculous reunion when we can finally get all of the gun gamers back together.
Dude, we're gonna fucking die. We are going to.
We're just gonna go to Hunter's Creek and like brush the dust off of everything that we had laying around for the past year and do some shooting, do some drinking, do some camping, and it's gonna be the most insane rager.
You're gonna be the only survivor by virtue of the fact you can't really drink.
Pretty much.
You're just gonna be left observing the wasteland of bodies.
Just
that
sitting
all
there,
died
just
of
sitting there
alcohol
looking at the
poisoning around the bonfire.
Yeah, just looking at the quote unquote success of the party
Yeah.
as I sit there drinking water.
Yeah, and the back tap will carry us to victory.
I'm gonna clean out the back tap and fill it up with cold water, and that's how I'm gonna wake you up. I'm just gonna water the gun gamers. Whereas
Oh,
the night
hell yeah.
before, I will have watered everybody with the whiskey.
Yeah.
Eric, how long does that keep stuff cold for?
I look forward to finding out. I haven't tried.
Awesome.
Is
In
it
the
a vacuum?
wintertime,
It's pretty significantly insulated.
Is it a vacuum insulation or is it something else?
So it's got a really good seal along the top of this giant ass O-ring, and you should be able to see.
Oh my God, that's a
how
huge
thick
fucking
those
O-ring.
walls are.
Yeah. Thick.
So I'm pretty optimistic that this will keep shit cold for a good long time, especially if you pre-chill the steel liner. And I am 100% going to abuse one of the giant freezers that I have access to at my day job to pre-chill that liner.
that's amazing.
Oh hell yeah, Doc.
Dude,
Yeah,
I'm trying to
it's
figure-
looks probably rotomolded then.
Well, I
Why
mean, during
be
the winter, we would
owner
need
of
to
a
do something
business
warm.
If you can't abuse your business's resources.
If we do winter events, we would need to have something that's warm. And I'm trying to figure out. I mean, we could do hot chocolate with like Bailey's in it or something like that.
Dude, we could, and with bourbon. Bourbon and hot chocolate is actually amazing.
Yeah, that works. Yeah. Oh my God, I'm so excited.
Oh
man.
my God. This is what everyone tunes into the podcast for, is our discussions about
Oh, we could do
absolute
hot apple
debauchery.
cider. That's a good
Hell
idea.
yeah.
Oh, there we go. Anya's got the idea. Hot apple cider.
Oh, I love apple cider. It's so good.
And if you put some Crown Royal apple in it, it's extra appley and gets you mad fucked up.
Now let's be clear. Crown Royal isn't good whiskey, but it's
No. And and Mike,
we got to upset
no
the Canadians.
No special guests are showing up tonight because we've been out of this for so long that we figured we might as well at least get back to the ins and outs of doing it at all before we asked anyone else to join us.
Yeah.
shit.
So the
Ian.
normal 5-man and 6-man setup that I had. What's up?
The purge machine is a lead time of 45 days.
Oh, it's gonna be a minute then.
And they're not gonna be back in the office until January 4th.
Okay, so you're gonna be getting that late February.
Basically, yeah.
I mean, it's not like you're gonna need it until then, but Okay.
It would have been nice if it was sooner. Because I'd hate to hold on. Because I am doing a conversion for somebody.
Okay. I had Five Guys earlier, and it was so fucking good. But yeah,
Five Guys sounds amazing.
I just tasted it as a came.
Dude, I just love having Five Guys in my mouth.
Okay, thank you, Eric. But yeah, that sucks, Garrett. Shit. I mean, if you want to talk about lead times, I know a thing or two about waiting months for products that you're really hoping you're gonna get your hands on.
Yeah, don't you?
Stoner.
I mean, it was
not just the stoner.
It was 2 weeks to get these RNVG spacers. I didn't think it would be 2 weeks to get the screws, but apparently it is 2 weeks.
Yeah.
Yeah.
What was I gonna say? Okay, I lost it. Something about upsetting Canadians, maybe.
Oh, dude. If the Canadians want to be upset about us insulting their whiskey, maybe they should make better fucking whiskey.
That's a good point. And, you know, they can say whatever they want about American whiskey, but what about Kentucky Rye and bourbon? Get fucked, nerd.
Listen, you can say whatever you want about American whiskey. It's just factually inaccurate because American whiskey is fucking awesome. And I know because I love whiskey from all over the world.
Yeah.
Eric is well-traveled.
Except Canada, because
whiskey.
fuck Canada.
Damn.
The only good Canadian whiskey I have ever had was 40 Creek from Canada. So it's not a Canadian export product. Those motherfuckers hoard it for themselves. So that's why Canadian whiskey has such a bad reputation, because they don't export their good stuff. They keep it and drink it all. Those selfish fucks.
Oh, it's professional Queen portrait artist Craig in the chat. Kaylee, if you don't get that, I don't think you want to get that joke.
No, it's better off that you don't know.
Craig, I have to ask you another question, which is not relevant to the podcast, but just quick percentage in the chat. How goes the tarot card deck?
Pardon me?
Don't worry about it, Ian. Not relevant to
Tarot
you.
cards?
I forgot about that.
Cult of the Panther Cave?
Garrett, you don't know what it is either. It's a sub joke within a sub joke.
Oh.
It's one of those absolutely awful fucking inside jokes that we tend to have. But
I remember you.
Why does the Panther Cave take it to like 11?
Dude, no one in here even knows what the Panther Cave is, and that's probably for the best.
Yeah, they go hard in the paint, dog. It's a rough time. But yeah, 2021, we're staring down the barrel of it. I mean, shit, it still doesn't feel like fucking Christmas happened. I thought December started like yesterday.
Yep,
right.
That's why I'm still like I still have presents that are going to people that haven't even arrived to me yet.
Goddamn. Okay.
Yeah.
I'm not that bad, but holy shit, dude.
It's roof.
Yeah.
Roofless.
Should someone call the sponsor Jeff for better alcohol? I mean, Jeff, if you want to continue to sponsor the podcast, I'll always accept your whiskey.
I gotta say though, his one package was so fucking generous. I don't dare ever ask him for anything else ever. Like, he sent us some incredible bottles.
Mm-hmm. He did.
And Dylan asks if we shoot guns. I mean, most of us live in New York State, so we shoot what counts for guns here.
Then you got Garrett, who's got, whatever he wants.
Oh, yeah. Do you want me to go get it? I don't know if the podcast has seen it yet.
Sure, man. Just don't point it at the camera, because YouTube will poop their pants.
Dude, I mean, even showing it on camera is arguable if YouTube will poop their pants.
Well, I mean, then look at Forgotten Weapons and In Range.
True, never mind.
Oh. Pepsi.
Oh, my God.
Oh, yeah. There you go, Garrett.
Well, what do you got there, Garrett?
So because I'm a Patreon member of Forgotten Weapons, I got to watch his video early talking about the BRN-10.
That's a beautiful.
The BRN-10A. And how Brownell... It's polymer.
Oh, okay.
And how they are not going to be making any more BRN-10s. They're going to be stocking the parts, but they're not going to be making the full guns anymore. So I picked one up. I got 5 of the waffle mags for it. And
that's such a cool fucking gun.
I'm going to blank adapt it. Yeah, I can't bring it to New
You
York
realize you
City, though.
basically own the real life version of the survivalist rifle from Fallout New Vegas.
That's right.
Yeah. Well, they made the
That's
BRN.
legit.
They made the BRN 15 Proto, which is pretty much the
Yeah.
same thing, just scaled down to 5.56.
It's scaled down to 5.56, which they're still going to sell parts for these, but they're not going to be selling the. Actually, they're not even going to be selling parts for the BRN10 anymore.
Hey, we have our first dislike on the podcast. Someone hates the BRN10. Awesome.
Hater.
Yeah,
Dude,
fuck you,
I'm
Garrett.
gonna do something really full potato though. I'm gonna get a spare upper, and I'm gonna machine off like most of this carry handle. That way, I have really quick access to get to the charging handle.
So you're gonna do what you did to that gun you got from Cooler,
We have
except in
another
a more
dislike.
professional
More
manner.
dislikes. Feed
Please
us.
don't dislike the
Feed us
podcast.
hatred.
Oh, why are you disliking the podcast? This is a cool gun, man.
Feed us your hatred.
Oh Jesus! Thank you, Eric. I appreciate that.
Makes you stronger.
But yeah, the see if I can get it. I have that.
Yeah, I want to get a BR, the proto version, or I want like the original Colt AR-15s, because like they're all fucking sick. Like you can say what you want about M4s nowadays. I know most of them are basic bitch guns, but like the original AR was just god, it's such a good handling weapon.
Look at how big this fucking bolt carrier is.
Is that any different from a standard AR-10 bolt carrier?
No, this is a DPMS pattern AR-10 bolt.
Okay.
So they basically made it look like an AR-10, like a prototype AR-10 on the outside, and then on the inside it's a DPMS SR-25 type. Just so in the event that like you need to replace any of the working components of the rifle, you can go ahead and do that.
Yeah, with just regular
But
shit.
because the barrels are made by Faxon, I think.
Oh, Faxon makes great shit. Is it like a pencil barrel or what?
No, it's actually they are fluted. I don't know if we can. No, maybe take the lower side off. Probably easier to see the fluting.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like that. So let me see here. It says Brownells manufacturer.
Maybe like Ballistic Advantage or something like that. Faxon.
It's not Ballistic Advantage. I think it's Faxon makes it for them. They did the custom cut for it, but it's a 308 barrel.
Now that doesn't have captive body pins, does it?
Yeah, it does.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, they maintain that. Nodak Spud makes the lowers.
I don't know who that is.
They do like all different. They do all different companies' lowers.
Oh, so it's just an OEM.
Yeah, and they were actually doing a retro. They were actually making retro style AR-10 lowers previously to Brownells reaching out to them, and then Brownells is like, "Hey, we want to like do the full shebang." Let's see if I can get these handguards back on. It's always better to do the top first. There we go. But yeah, and this gun is 8 pounds. It is a heavy beast.
I mean, for a full-size 308, 8 pounds is not bad.
No, 8 pounds is light for a 308 AR-10.
That's about, that's just
most
like
of them
half a
come
pound
in at-
heavier than like a Scar or something like that.
Most of them come. Scars are lighter than that.
Scars are 7.5 pounds.
Yeah.
Ugh.
Oh, come on.
All right, so Ho Shing Young asked a question that we haven't actually really addressed. Yeah, that's channel plans in 2021. We kind of talked about our individual plans. What do we have planned for the channel in 2021?
I was doing a playthrough of Medal of Honor that I kind of just let slip to the side. I'm gonna have to finish that up. Some people actually really liked it. Maybe another review of Maple Armory's guns. We've got we potentially have one of the guns from Maple Airsoft Supply coming our way. The AK, the Kaylee named.
Yes, the Spitfire.
Yeah,
Nice.
yeah, we might have one of those.
I
coming
would
in.
love to check out that AK. That'd be fucking sweet.
That's a good name for it.
Yeah, I saw it and I was like, "Damn, dude, that gun's
Is it
It's fire."
is it just a standard AK or is
No,
it, like,
it's
special?
basically just an AK-74M with the who the fuck the is it Rifle Dynamics rail, or it's one of those newer companies that's got like an M-lock rail on it, but
Yeah. there's a whole bunch of them.
It's pretty much that. I mean, if I was to get one, I would just replace it with like one of those modded Romanian dong lower handguards with the M-lock slots in it, and then like a cheese grater upper. Because I'm a fucking heathen. But
cheese grater.
Oh, they're so hot. But yeah, no. Get our hands on one of those. Do a review of that. Yeah, it might be SLR, Jaden.
I want to personally do a couple more Tactical Wizard videos. Those are my favorite thing to make on the channel, if you couldn't tell, considering those are the videos I actually put the most fucking effort into.
Yeah. The last thing that you put effort into on this channel, Eric, was the Tactical Wizard videos and the mag test, and people are going to keep asking for the AK mag test.
Dude, hey, I get to outsource the AK mag test now. That fucking Cards 32 dude DM'd me, and he's like, hey, I might do an AK version of this mag test now. And I'm like, please do
outsource.
It. Please do it. Please do it. I don't want to do it. I don't want to do it.
Yeah, that sounds like a lot of work, a lot of BBs, a lot of magazines.
Yeah. So if he is down to do the real work of the AK mag test, I'm down to do more shit posts with more Tactical Wizard. I'm setting a goal. I want to do 5 Tactical Wizard videos in 2021.
Eric, did it take like 2 days to do the mag test video?
No, it took an entire day of the first round of testing for the mags, then leaving them loaded for 2 weeks.
Oh,
then another entire day for the second round of testing. Then it took multiple days to edit all the footage together and like make the recap video and put together the spreadsheet and all that other shit that you saw.
Yeah. Editing takes a long ass time.
Yeah.
All right, so, I'm going to put this away. I'm going to grab something else.
Yeah. I probably had like 40 to 50 hours worth of work total into that mid-cap video. Which, it was a great video, and I'm really proud of it. But then I think of doing the AK version when, like, I know how fucking picky every goddamn AK is with mags, and realizing I have to source, like, 5 different brands of AK that no one in my area owns or carries. I was like, you know what? Fuck that. I actually bought all the mags for the AK mag test before I realized, oh shit, everyone around me only owns Cyma and LCT AKs.
No one owns like the Echo one, Red Star, whatever the fuck, or the DB.
Well, those are Cyma OEM.
Oh, okay.
No one near me
Real
owns
Sword.
Actually, no. One person owns an ENL. No Real Sword in my area. No fucking ICS in my area. No Classic Army in my area. No JG in my area.
No GNP in your area.
Yep.
Or G&G, for that matter.
Eric Fromm, other Eric, owns a G&G AK. We weren't nearly as tight with him at the point I was looking at doing the AK Medcap test as we are now.
Okay, I got you. Yeah,
but you still have like 3 others that you have to try and get your hands on.
Yeah.
Yeah, so eventually I was like, man, fuck that. I'm not doing it.
Yeah.
So this is going to get a review in 2021.
Oh yeah, they sent that to you recently, didn't they?
The ML36 standalone kit with the CO2 Max. I opted for this over the HPA simply because for me, CO2 is a lot more convenient. I'm going to go over that more in the video. Obviously, the HPA, you get significantly more shots before you have to reload.
Wait, Garrett, they sent that to you, didn't they?
They did. Taggin sent me the stock. And yeah, it's awesome. And I actually have a couple of other projects that are going to be involved with this. I have a PSQ 18 that I'm going to mount to it once I get my adapter done being 3D printed. I've got a red dot on here, of course. Probably can't see the dot at all.
No.
Actually. Oh yeah,
we're not going to see the dot, but we'll take your word for it that you have a red dot mounted.
Yeah, it's a Burris Fastfire. It's one that I've just had for a long time. I put it on the top rail.
Casual flex.
Casual flex. Not really. It's like $200. It's not that expensive.
For a fucking airsoft grenade launcher that you will barely... Well, actually, no, I would say you will barely use except it's you. So that's your primary fucking weapon.
I have very strong. Actually, I was hoping that the stock would have arrived for Depot 2 that I went to, because I was just gonna run just the launcher as my only weapon, like no sidearm, just like. And then like I have a fighting load carrier, a flick that was all like 40mm pouches, and I had like.
Do you have the tactile Taylor fucking like 40
And I had
mil
the
out?
belt.
Yeah.
I had the belt too, so it was going to be something like 36 shots before I'd have to go back and.
I fucking hate you so much, but
That's a lot. Garrett,
So-
you really should offer to review
Like-
that tag-in mortar. So
Garrett,
yeah.
I hate
did.
you, like in the way where I really badly want to hate fuck you.
Okay.
Jesus.
Well, there goes the monetization for this podcast. That's awesome. And we wonder why we're in like the lowest rung of CPMs. Awesome.
But to anybody out there that does have an ML36, I have a small project that's coming along as well, which I will share details of as things get closer to finishing that out. So you can see is the little silver piece. I'll
Share
get into
now.
more. I don't want to share now, only because I need money to be able to buy the first production run of them.
Mm.
So it's it's a real simple product, but I think it's something that a lot of people that own the ML36 will like. But we will see. But yeah, that's so this is coming 2021. I will have a review of this. We'll find an event that is either very heavy grenade based or heavy vehicle based. That way I can get a good number of rounds off this. I took it to the war zone the one day that I went there.
Yeah, you were firing buckshot rounds with that.
I fired buckshot rounds out of it, and I got 3 people with it.
You got 3 people with 1 shot.
Did I get 3 people with 1
Yeah,
shot?
you got a 3-person collateral with 1 buckshot round.
There we go. Well, I mean, I can't remember how many shots I fired. I think I only fired like 3 or 4. But like I heard noises, and it was kind of one of those things where like you pull a contact from the Vietnam War and just spray the entire tree line with buckshot.
Yeah, that works.
The sound terrified people. It's amazing.
Just like Jesse Ventura, just like not knowing if anything is there, but just kind of hosing down an entire tree line.
Hose everything, and there's like 200 BBs in each one of the buckshot rounds. So it's
that's more than I thought.
Not a trivial amount, and it's better than a shower shell as far as range, but it's not quite like 40 mic or master mic.
I mean, those products are fucking ridiculous. Let's be honest.
Yeah, they're kind of in their own category.
They are. I have
really
one of those
shower
too.
shell.
Kyle and I have talked about doing a review of those because he has 2 and I have 1. So he took them to Depot, and he had some shots, some decent opportunities to use them there. But the ranges are so long at that place that like, if you didn't have one of these, you weren't going to be shooting too many people. Like I was at the max range and just like exploding stuff over people's heads.
Not a great AO.
No, it's not. No, it's not.
I don't think I'll be going back to the Seneca Army Depot.
It's not great. I mean, it's a great place to hang with the homies, but it's
any place is great with the homies.
That's true. Unfortunately,
I just don't think anybody
not great for
has really
Airsoft.
found a good way to run that field.
I feel like it'd be okay for an insurgency event.
It could almost work for an insurgency, but the problem is they couldn't do an insurgency there because I don't think Josh would be able to as easily lie to the property owners about what's going on there. Like I'm just gonna like throw that little tidbit out there.
It would be a challenge for him
if you
to
have gone to any of the events at the Seneca Army Depot, you know that the event promoters skate the line of terminology of what they allow there versus what the property owners tell them should be allowed there.
I mean, it's coming up on 2 years since the first Battle of the Depot that I went to. And when you get hit, you've got your dead rag on, and then you look, and about 75 feet that way, you see kids just kind of looking through the fence onto the property to see what's going on. And then you've got to be the guy to run over there, just like, hey, just a heads up, you should probably back up a little bit and go inside or something of that nature, because what's going on here is could be potentially dangerous. Instead of
all I
the
could
fucking
imagine was
admins
stray
going
fucking
on,
tagging hitting some kid
yeah,
on the other side of a chain
or a
link fence.
dog,
And I'm like, man, everyone here is bitching and moaning about how Vice is going to represent Airsoft. How do you think Airsoft will get represented if an event promoter are allowed to fucking tag in to get too close to some child?
Yeah, exactly. Man, just gonna say, that was a really dumb Instagram post, my man. You look like an idiot.
Whatever. That whole thing is. When the segment comes out and it's nowhere near what people are expecting, I think is what will shut people up. Until then, we're all just pissing in the wind about how big our BB egos are.
Exactly.
Wait, what are we talking about exactly right now?
Yeah, a little bit of Airsoft drama that took place.
People freaking out that Jet and Leah talked to Vice Media.
Oh, well, I mean, you think that there's going to be like some kind of negative backlash from that?
So there are some people who are like, well, Vice is such a crazy, loony, far-left media that they never should have even talked to him because all they're going to do is try to spin Airsoft in a negative way. Meanwhile, like, Jet, Leah, and Josh Warren are the people who actually dealt with Vice and had Vice out to film a Milsim West event.
And if there's one person I trust with the mainstream,
were like super into it.
If there's one person I trust with the mainstream media at this point representing Airsoft, it's fucking Josh Warren. Because let's hand it the dude after the New York.
Being a massive fucking troll, but the man knows how to talk to the media. Look at the New York Times article.
Yeah, exactly. I mean, the New York Times article went over really, really well. And then there were people who were saying that, like, oh, well, Vice did this video a couple of years ago about these reenactors dressed up as German soldiers. And it's like, no, this was like 8 dudes that were getting ready for a reenactment that had Vice on, and they were all dressed like Waffen SS members. Like, I'm just gonna say.
Yeah. So Matt Bridge says he didn't know Josh was involved. Josh is involved, Matt, because the Vice media crew, like the camera people, went and filmed at a Milsim West event.
It was like a Zeri or Kharkiv or something like that?
Yeah, it was a Zeri flank, I want to say.
Yeah.
And the Vice crew went and filmed a Zeri flank with Jet and Leah. Like, so the segment is, as everything has been told, supposed to be about somebody who has totally immersed themselves in this hobby space, and it's an odd hobby space for the mainstream, if you weren't aware. So the idea is that they follow this guy to his hobby space and film that. And apparently a lot of Milsim West players, from what I've been hearing from everyone who was at the event, a lot of those guys talked to that camera crew. And a lot of those guys said, yeah, it was a super positive experience. They asked like really interesting, positive questions, and a lot of the crew was super into it. And several of them told Josh they couldn't wait to come back as participants.
Yeah. I mean, I can't imagine that they would try to spin it as like some kind of negative thing where they would label everyone as like crazy gun nuts or like militia enthusiasts or anything like that. It's just,
the thing is,
know,
Milsim West is not the event to go to get that type of footage. Because everyone there is just memeing, and you will not show off anyone who looks scary at some type of militia.
No, that's for sure. There's nobody scary at Milsim West or at Airsoft in general, so I can't even really imagine. That,
when have you guys seen those pictures that were coming out of like it was one of the most recent GTI events where it's just all of the Chechen dudes with those ridiculous gigantic it looks like the cattails for fucking mics on top of their heads.
Yeah. Giant.
It's like IS, the most terrifying group of people I've ever seen, and then you've got people who look like a used mop over in the corner dressed as Chechens. It's so good.
Yeah, like all I'm imagining is Vice Media, like, if they try to spin the article or segment as somehow like horribly negative, they'll be like, these men go out and try to train for a civil war, and then just cuts to a bunch of the rushing Russians dudes like screaming in broken Russian and rushing directly into gunfire and all dying.
Yeah.
Milsim West is 99% memes. Like, I get that it's the most hardcore Milsim event in the U.S., but
memes.
Anyone who's attended it can tell you it's a fucking meme.
Yeah, exactly.
It's
you do that the same thing with NATO
as well. It's a very
chill
atmosphere. Seriously, like for people, I think the only reason people label it as a hardcore event is because you're forced to be out there for 40 hours at a time. But realistically, it's not that bad, and it's a lot of fun because you get a lot of people that just like to have fun.
Yeah, exactly.
That go out to those.
If you drink water leading up to the event, you eat food leading up to the event, and you are properly prepared in terms of weather gear, and you're drinking water throughout the event, barring injury or some sort of catastrophe, it's really hard for something to go wrong. Like, you're in a very controlled space.
Yeah.
Especially with the amount of cadre that they have on site. Like, if you are legitimately injured, they will get you off the field, and they will get you to the necessary fucking medical facilities. But if you're just like, if your feelings are hurt and you're sucking a little bit because, you know, you might not have packed well and it's cold out, hey man, 18 hours might seem like a long time, but it's 18 hours. You will be fine.
I have packed poorly for Milsim West, and I've made it through every time I've packed poorly.
If I could survive the first desolation with only having a whoopee as a form of keeping warm at night, you very much can survive. If I could survive Desolation 1 at all, you will survive Milsim West.
Yeah, Desolation 1 has just made every Milsim West event not relevant in my mind when I think of, like, the Airsoft events that I have suffered the most at.
Because you made a joke when we were at the first Desolation West, first Desolation, where it's like, dude, I might come into that tent with you because it is fucking cold out. And I was chattering my teeth at night, and I'm just like laying in my fucking tent. I'm like, I really hope Eric comes in here because I'm so fucking cold.
I don't know why I didn't, because I was under a fucking tarp that I had not set up correctly. So
God damn it, is so fucking
yeah,
cold.
Air Max says, God, I miss Milsims, period. Fuck 2020. Dude, I miss Milsims too. But we'll get back to them. TF Keg has got some good shit coming up, which I think is loosely relevant to what Garrett's holding up.
Yeah.
Yep. This is a legitimate 100% made in the USA FN M240L stock.
How much did you pay for that, Garrett?
It was not cheap. This was $500.
Garrett, you're out of your goddamn
mind. Guy, like, it was in like one of the military surplus Facebook groups that I was in. Some guy posted up, he's like, hey, I got one of these M240 Lima stocks. I want to let it go. He wants to sell it quick, so he priced it at $500. And I messaged him furiously and immediately as soon as I saw that. And then shortly after I had bought it, Ben, who is the first guy in our group to have an Airsoft M240, sent me the screen cap of that and said, hey, this guy's got one for sale. I'm like, yeah, I know, I've already bought it.
Jaden asked the relevant question, $500 for a stock? Jaden, never underestimate the depths to which Garrett will go to accomplish the most ridiculous possible gun builds. I mean, how much do you have into that gas blowback AR that has never even seen the field?
Okay, keep in mind, this is in US dollars. I have $2,875 into that gun. I have almost $3,000 into one.
What does that gun consist of?
Allow me to go fetch it because it is hanging up on the wall.
I didn't know it was that much. What the fuck?
Yeah.
Wait, and it's never been fielded?
Garrett has been working on this gun for as long as I have known him.
What?
Does it work?
I don't know. We'll have to get the latest.
No, it's a gas blowback. Of course it doesn't work.
Yeah, it's gas blowback.
I guess that's true, yeah.
Garrett, what the fuck is wrong? What is that? Why is it $2,800? Is that a Raz rail? Is that an S-System rail? What the fuck is that?
No. Okay. All right. We're going to go front to back on this, Garrett. I guess this podcast today is Garrett's show and tell. So this is what I've called the Veltor full retard M4K. Veltor made a couple of prototype rifles they called the M4K because they had 12.5-inch barrels. So I wanted to mimic something similar to that. So I have a real Veltor E-mod with their 7, it says 7 in there, 7-position A5 buffer tube, It has
Even though you only need the first 2 because you're short as shit.
I actually set it to 3, which
That's still less than the 6 that is standard here.
Yeah, that is very true. The A5 was originally developed for the Marine Corps for the M16 because they wanted to have one lower to use with M4 carbine uppers and M16 uppers. But yeah, it has a real A5 tube. It has a real A5 buffer. This is a G&P Prime Veltor Stag Arms lower receiver. So it is built.
Could we just pause for a second? Because Kaylee looks fucking flabbergasted right now that you would spend that much money.
Yeah, I don't really understand the spending of money on gas blowback guns. So to me, this is
neither do I. I don't understand it, but I am somehow morbidly fascinated.
Like this stock alone, because it's a real Veltor, because it does have Veltor trades on it. The stock alone is like $120.
Jesus Christ.
The upper is a Veltor MUR 1A because it has a real one that I modified to fit the lower and the trigger system. The lower is like a $200 lower by itself because this is when G&P was doing like CNC billet lowers for the WE guns.
Wait, is that a walk kit or is that WE?
It's a WE.
Okay.
It's got.
Imagine spending $2,800 on airsoft gun just to use a WE base.
I like the WE bases, so fuck you. Tango down, pistol grip. Veltor doesn't make these anymore, but this is the CASV.
Oh, it's the
ELG.
CASV, that's right.
So the Veltor is attached to Abrams Airborne Manufacturing, and they are sheet metal experts. So the lower half comes off like this, so you can mount and free float an M203, which was part of the other reason why I want it. But it's just made out of sheet metal. Veltor is like one of the first companies to do a negative attachment system for the rails. So like they have these little rail pieces that you use screws to attach to. So you can have a completely slick handguard, or you can fill it up with rails. The barrel is a G&P outer barrel that I cut down to 12.5. This is not a real muzzle device. Don't worry, I didn't spend that much money
yet.
Yeah, I mean, there's like I spent like just in the parts for Brownells to get like because it's got real takedown pins. It's got a bad lever because
why?
Why does it need real takedown pins?
Honestly,
he's just trying to justify it.
I would have been better off with fake
is
ones
there an
because
excuse?
these pins are really, really tight. And I think that's because metric. The
Tight
metric
pins?
to English conversion for 6mm to quarter inch is bigger. So these are really tight. I have to hammer these with like a steelhead hammer to get them out to separate the upper and the lower. It's super tight.
Sounds like a nightmare.
Sounds like a great time for maintenance in the field.
Real mag catch. The bad lever because this was a gun that I had initially built in like 2012. So back when the bad lever and mag pull was like just getting real heavy in the accessory market. A real Tango down vertical grip, which if you know what these cost,
it's like $70. I have one.
Yeah, the rail system itself is like $300.
Jesus Christ, why?
And that's probably appreciated in value because they don't make them anymore.
Actually, that's a fair point. Gary, you might make your money
that's
back
what
if you decide to get rid of that.
If I ever decide to sell it, which I've had this gun since 2012, I don't think I'm going to sell it at this point.
Yeah, like I said, you've been working on this gun as long as I have known you. Longer, actually.
Garrett, what are you going to put in terms of sights on that? Are you going to get like an L-can or something dumb?
What was that, Ian?
What are you going to put in terms of sights on that thing?
Well, I've got Daniel Defense fixed iron sights right now.
Okay. Those are like another $300.
Yeah, I think these are the clones.
Oh, yeah. Out of every real takedown pins, but clone iron sights. Attaboy.
I didn't want to spend the $300 on iron sights. Screw that. I'll spend the $300 on a real system.
Work?
It does.
Does it work well?
Really? Because I've never seen you use it.
It does work. I have to get a new bolt carrier for it. No, before it didn't work, and the only reason it didn't work is because the bolt catch didn't have enough clearance to actually lock correctly in the upper receiver.
Was it a real bolt catch by chance?
No, I had to use the WE one for that. But it is steel, and it is a real mag catch though. I think I said that previously.
So you fixed that, and now it works.
I fixed that, and now it works.
So you're gonna use nothing but this at every game from now on forever, right?
Forever. Possible. I mean, I'll definitely take it out to the field once or twice, but I mean, this is at this point like it's a meme because of how much money I have in it.
Yeah, no, it is. See, I'm one of the idiots in the group that spends a lot of money on dumb shit. Garrett, you have taken the cake, my friend.
I have. This was even before I was interested in night vision stuff too. So like,
Jesus Christ.
This is before...
Think of all of the money you could have spent on night vision, Garrett.
Garrett, that's a Cody right there.
You could be like freaking rich right now.
Yeah, dude, imagine how much money would you have made if you put that into Bitcoin instead?
Oh, I probably would have been a millionaire.
Plus or minus $40,000, depending on what he invested.
Yeah, exactly. Depending on the time of day he sells it as well.
Well, yeah. When I was building this gun, Bitcoin had just shown up.
So like 11, or you said 2012?
Yeah, 2012.
It's probably like $1,000 at that point.
I don't even know if it was that much.
No, it bumped up to around $1,000 because I have a family member who made a very good amount of money on Bitcoin because he bought it when it was like he was using it to tip people on Reddit or whatever.
5 Bitcoins and you'd be freaking rich right now.
Yeah, I was gonna say, like, I bet you if I put all this money into Bitcoin at the time, I probably would have been a millionaire at this point.
Well, the gentleman had 1,600 at the time when it was about $1,000.
That's a lot of money.
1,600 Bitcoins?
Yeah, he had 1,600 Bitcoins, sold it all when Bitcoin was about $1,000 a piece. So he made, 1.6, but then it went up to like 20.
$24,000 each.
Yeah, it went up 24, and he's like, God damn it,
Yeah, well.
But yeah, this is the most idiotic thing that I've ever spent money on.
So, yeah, how does it perform compared to like a Crytek or like a,
Just like any other gas blowback, you insert pressurized gas and BBs, and you expect crushing, and it converts that to crushing disappointment and about 80 feet of range.
Awesome, tight. That's $2,800. That's worth it to me, dog.
I mean,
I love about Airsoft. Spending a lot of money.
On the one hand, I want to shit on you for that, but on the other hand, I've spent $3,000 on a custom knife I barely carry. So
okay, yeah, Eric, that's a lot dumber.
Time, though,
that's a lot dumber than what Garrett's rocking. I will say that.
It's really pretty though.
This looks really cool. Let's be real.
It does look really cool. So,
man, you pissed him off.
It's because he bought something stupid.
You could buy a car, like put a down payment on a car with that amount of money. Down payment on a house. Ian,
it's really pretty. No one else has marbled carbon fiber with Timascus inlaid. Okay, that is a me thing. There's not another knife on earth like this.
Yeah, that's worth $3,000, Eric.
$3,000 because I'm a fucking idiot. But it is very nice.
My wonderful my Becker K-bar. I don't know which version of it is, but this has served me well in my time overseas.
Just checking the pistol grip to see if I left any gold in it. All right, I'm gonna go put this back.
God. This is now the stupid shit we've spent too much money on podcast.
Oh, and if anybody thinks that this isn't a real M240L stock because it doesn't have the buffer in it, I do have the buffer. I just took it out because it doesn't fit with this on the Airsoft model.
Yeah.
This took like half an hour to get out. Like the whole stock had to come apart to get this on.
But yeah, it's not supposed to come out, Garrett.
Guys, I'm out of wine.
It's field serviceable, Ian.
Field serviceable and like operator level maintenance are two different things, Garrett.
It took like 3 wrenches to get it apart, so that was entertaining. All right, I'm gonna go put this away.
So, viewers, have any of you bought anything really, really stupid for an exorbitant amount of money? Feel free to tell us either right now or in the chat afterwards, or in the description down below.
Yeah. Leave a comment about the dumbest thing you've spent like $2,000 or $3,000 on.
That's a car. It's not a great car, but that's like, you know, you could buy like a 2009 Grand Caravan for that and actually go places.
Craig owns 2 3D printers. Yeah, that's pretty fucking stupid.
Yeah, but you can make money with that, and we know someone who has made a lot of money with 3D printing.
Who?
Mark.
Oh, I forgot to mention on that gun.
No, hold on. So Whipple Wapple says
That's
he
funny,
spent
dude.
$1,600-ish on a
Yes,
custom
this
3D
is not
suit
true.
and silk shirt.
Okay.
That is not stupid. That is the fucking
That
height
is the
of fashion.
best way to
That is
spend
the
money.
grip. Get yourself
Oh.
a nice ass suit, my guy.
So on that M4, I have a real Veltor BCM charging handle, which is like $80.
That's. I'm looking at those gray man, and it's super cringy. But like, have you seen those gray man custom suits, like the gunfighter suits? I really want one. I
Really, man?
want one. Yeah.
Just
I
get
really
yourself a
want
dank
one.
robber.
Dude, all right.
Let me go get mine.
Weird recommendation, Ian. You need to go to a place in Batavia, New York. This is where I fucking grew up. Called Charles Men's Shop. Ask for Dave at Charles Men's Shop, and he will make you whatever fucking suit you want. Tell him Eric Hausnick sent you. My guy, best suits I've ever owned from Charles Men's Shop in Batavia, fucking New York.
I got you. I'll keep that in mind for whenever I'm needing to wear suits, and I'm not in the army anymore and just can't wear my dress blues. Which I get it's cringe to wear your dress blues to anything outside of a military event, but
Every
goddamn.
man should own a good suit. And hello, Cards 32. Welcome to our talk about how you should get a nice suit.
Yeah, get a nice suit. I could buy a Cody. That would be a really dumb thing to spend some money on.
You could buy a Cody, or you could buy a nice suit, and you'll have more opportunities to wear the nice suit probably than the
Why would I
Cody at
want
this-
to listen? It's like why would I want to own a car when I could own the Knight? Come on. Let's be honest here.
Was
Yeah,
it
that's
the
the
dank robber.
Yeah,
Dank robber.
yeah. I was telling Kaylee she should get one of these, but
You should. It's I would consider this a step up from the Spiritus bank robber.
well, I want to get that because we're doing
I
a.
don't like eye chest rigs. I like the blue force gear.
The
This
rack
is-
minus.
Superior.
It's all elastic. So it's got a spot for a smoke, 3 primary weapon mags, pistol and/or multi-tool mag pouches in front, a spot for a tourniquet, and a spot specifically made for a Baofeng radio.
Well, I mean, the difference is that like Kaylee, the reason you don't want to run it is because it's not comfortable for you.
Yeah, I mean that's why I'm saying the blue force gear is superior for me because it can sit a little bit lower, even though it is meant to be like a little
Oh, that's
bit higher.
fair. Yeah.
Yeah, it's more comfortable when it's sitting lower for me. So
Yeah.
I do
yeah,
like
it's
dank
it
robber.
kind of sucks. I wish I could run, chest rigs, but what can I do?
So you're running the plate minus or something?
The rack minus, it's like I think they actually
Oh, the rack
discontinued it,
minus.
but yeah, it's basically like a rubberized nylon.
Yeah, I think I
they're-
remember seeing
they're
that. at
Is that
Shop Show.
Hypalon or no?
I don't know, it's got some kind of rubber coating on it.
Probably Hypalon.
Probably
But-
Hypalon, yeah.
Yeah, it keeps everything just exactly where you want it, but it's a little difficult to put the pouches on. But once they're on, they do not move at all or slip or
Yeah.
anything.
Yeah, I think it's Hypalon.
But yeah, it's good stuff.
Yeah, I want to get my hands on a dank robber. We're doing
Yeah, the
a.
dank robber is what I'm planning on replacing my bank robber with because it's like such a perfect grab and go like pickup game type of chest rig.
Yeah, with my MP5 build, I think that's gonna be perfect.
Yeah, just throw
Yeah.
it in the backpack and you're good.
Yeah, exactly. I mean, with
Yeah,
MP5Ks
the-
are very short, so I can throw an
And
MP5K.
you can use the M4 mag pouches for like MP5 type mags, but if those are too loose or something like that, you can put them in the little kangaroo
Pistol ones?
pocket in front. Yep.
Yeah.
And just use it that way instead. It's very, I mean, honestly, I think it's better value than the Spiritus bank robber too, because
We're gonna-
you get it for. It's honestly the same price with straps and everything as the bank robber.
The
if
thing
you
is, it's
don't
a
have
better
any straps.
value than the bank robber because it's the same price as the bank robber, but has more functionality.
Yeah. Yeah,
the
like
bank robber is not the value it used to be because Spiritus Systems jacked all their fucking prices up.
like
Yes.
this spot is specific for smokes, and it's got a bottom to it, which is really nice. And
Well,
then
how
this,
much is the bank robber? Because this one's like 89, right?
Yes, the bank
At this
robber is
point,
50.
well,
If you
I
can
don't
find
think
it in
is
stock. No, I think it is. I don't think the bank robber price
The
has
bank
changed.
robber is literally just 3 mag pouches, right? There's like nothing
It's
else on it.
Four.
and a couple
Four?
bungees
Okay.
so you can hold tourniquets.
The Spiritus
Oh.
Bank Robber is $50, but it doesn't,
But it
come
doesn't
with the
include
straps.
any straps.
Yeah.
Whereas
No
the
straps?
No.
Nope.
Yeah, it literally doesn't come with straps.
God.
Yeah,
But
Spiritus makes their money by parting out their.
So, well, how much is the rig with the straps? Because that's really
It's
the
100.
price. Oh, okay. So clearly
How
the
much?
bank
How
robber.
much do they charge for the straps?
The back strap is $10, and then it depends if you go with the skinny straps or the fat straps. The skinny straps I think are 20, but then you toss shipping onto it, and I paid like 105 or
So you end
something
up paying
that.
like $100 for the bank robber, when it's just 4 mag cells and some bungees to put tourniquets on.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's pretty bad value.
That's pretty lame, dude. I'm not gonna lie. Considering
Yeah,
the fact that you
I
can
ended
get
up like ditching mine for $30 to Lane.
yeah, that's absolutely.
And of course, the
worth.
other thing too is the unobtainium gear bank robber is in stock, and the bank robber has been out of stock since the beginning of the year.
Yeah,
and the
Unobtainium Gear makes great stuff as well. It's a small business.
Well, and the unobtainium gear is available in more colors than just black or multicam.
Yeah, you can get in woodland, moss gray, or wolf gray, whatever the fuck.
Yes, you
green, all
need
that
another
stuff.
$35.
I don't even have any relationship with unobtainium gear, and I'm like, yeah, fuck Spiritus, get that.
It's another $35 to get the skinny straps and the back strap from Spiritus, which
Good lord.
that is, in my opinion, very pricey for a piece of nylon and 2 buckles
Yeah.
Yeah, that's pretty bad.
and 2 tri-glides.
Ooh.
Triglides are nice. I will say that. I've got triglides on my one of my DTS plate carriers, and they're cool. But
And then if you buy the fat strap, which is
it's probably like 130, 140 bucks.
No, it's 50. So instead of 25 for the skinny straps, you add another 25 onto that. So you're like 125 to 130 by the time you get it to you. Assuming it is in stock, and the dank robber comes in more color options.
Yep.
The
Yeah,
bank robber only comes in multicam black, and black, whereas the dank robber is, let's see here, I have to look them up. I think it's Coyote, multicam
black, multicam M81 woodland, and a whole bunch of other different things.
Yeah, like wolf gray, shit like that.
wolf gray,
Ranger green.
yeah, ranger green, and then all that is just the color of the front elastic. Everything else stays the same.
Black, yeah. So, GunGamers top tip: go buy unobtainium gear products.
Yeah.
Or buy whatever you think is right, and spend your money how
They have
you
an
want to.
SMG chest rig. It's
That's
like
pretty sweet.
6. Yeah, it's basically the dank robber, but instead of 3 and 3, it's just 5 SMG pouches.
How much is that?
Same price.
Okay, well, looks like I'm getting that for my MP5, and my light
Same
just went up.
price,
That's really
same colors. 5 SMG, 1 smoke, 1 radio, set of straps, and a back strap.
cool. There we
I
go.
might get that as a M1 carbine.
Jesus Christ, Garrett.
Hey, don't judge me. Oh, and then they have a DRH, which is the scaled up dank robber for 308 mags.
I like it. Okay.
Which I may have to get that too.
For your AR-10.
For the AR-10. I would get that. I would definitely get that in Woodland to go with that AR-10, or either that or Ranger Green, one of the two. And then I get Coyote. What do they call it? The DR9 chest rig. I'd get that in Coyote to go with the khaki stuff that like the M1 carbine is issued with.
I mean, at some point I'm doing a kit with Kaylee where it's a United States Postal Service inspection service, or United States Postal Inspection Service, because they actually have a tactical unit apparently. The Postal Service is there to
They're
kick in
really
your doors.
serious about inspecting that fucking mail.
Dude, if
That's right,
you,
dude. Hey, it's a federal offense, man. You can't
Yeah.
tamper with the mail.
yeah, you see,
It's
you're
a federal
under
offense.
arrest
Yeah,
after
it's
just
it's a federal offense to isn't like a federal offense to assault someone who works for the post
mail-
office?
Yeah,
Yeah,
it's
mail
because they're a
carrier.
government official. Yeah.
Yeah. Any mail carrier, anyone who works in a post office, yeah, they're all federal employees.
Don't fight the post office. They'll come get. It's like the IRS, except instead of cheating on your taxes, you're taking packages off of people's door, and then a black van pulls up and 15 dudes with Mark 18s pour out of the back of it.
So Anya says, in before the Gun Gamers' goal is to turn their viewers into goons as well. I don't think goons is a good term for what we are. I think
We're
I think
idiots.
drunk shitbag is a good term.
Yeah, fucking morons.
Yeah, Ian, do you have that meme that Nathan made? Where it was when you're supposed to set a good example for the viewers, but you just influence the creation of more shitbags.
Yeah, I have that somewhere. I'm not sure where it is, but yeah, no, yeah, man. There's a lot of ways to describe us. Below room temperature IQ.
That's a good one.
Dumb as fuck. Yeah, no, but to be honest, we all have some sweet ass fucking gear though.
Dude, that's all that matters.
That's all. That's the only flex that matters. That.
Yeah.
Listen, in the tenets of Judy, it says crippling depression is the key to happiness. Well, crippling debt.
Crippling
Excuse
debt.
me.
Yeah.
Crippling debt, key to happiness. So, take that advice forward with you.
Oh boy, should we start wrapping this up? I don't know how much else we can talk.
Yeah, we got about 15 minutes.
Talk about all the other stupid things that I bought.
Well, I mean, we didn't. 2021 is again, we're staring right down the barrel of it, and we're probably gonna buy dumb shit in 2021 as well.
If you're not buying dumb shit, are you really living?
Yeah, exactly.
Most of the dumb shit I've bought recently has been fucking watches and vinyl records. So
Yeah.
you know,
I need a really good watch.
we can talk about that afterward.
I know. I mean, I know there's a bunch of people in Gun Gamers who are looking to get into the cosplay scene, and Kaylee's the resident cosplayer here. I know a lot of people are trying to do like fucking Stormtrooper builds. Or...
I mean, I did just spend $800 on a Stormtrooper helmet, so.
Oh yeah,
Nice.
we don't spend. I haven't made any dumb purchases this year.
Hey man, that's not a dumb purchase. That doesn't belong in that category. That's
Okay,
a
well,
legit.
Is it a,
collector's
why
is it a
is
item.
different one, or is
Why
it?
is it $800? Explain, because I think this is the one you were telling me about, where it's like the fucking. Is that the one that's cast from like the original screen used
Yeah,
ones?
so it's cast from an original stunt helmet.
Nice.
So it's the
Jealous.
stunt helmets are basically just any of the helmets that aren't hero helmets. So any helmet that wasn't worn by Luke or Han, like during A New Hope. So
Just one of the multiple hundreds.
yeah,
of
one
them
of the
they probably
background
used.
helmets. So a lot of those helmets went up for sale, like on auction websites, and people bought them. And one of the companies that have one is RS Props. So they use that helmet to create basically replicas, to create a mold, and that's what is usually in the industry called a legacy helmet. So it has a legacy to an original prop helmet.
Is it a
But yeah.
resin cast
No,
or?
it's made out of the original material, and the original material was HDPE, which is some kind of
Nice. I'm
High
not
density-
familiar.
polyethylene or polyurethane.
High density polyethylene.
I was gonna say
Yeah.
it's the same stuff that a milk jug is made out of.
Yeah, pretty much, but it's like it's got this kind of green grayish tone to it. So the original helmets, like if you see them, you'll see in the movies like a lot of the times the paint's kind of flaking off, and you'll see these like gray spots on the helmet.
HDPE does not hold paint really
Yeah,
well.
it does not stick very well at all. So any kind of overhandling of the helmet will just cause the paint to flake off. So currently it's just sitting in my display case, and that's basically where it's been since I've bought it.
Have you considered getting
When
it
did you get that?
Cerakoted?
Cerakoted?
Yeah.
You can't Cerakote that, Ian.
It
Why?
would
You'd
just
melt
melt,
it.
dude.
Oh, okay. That makes sense.
Yeah,
HDPE melts with a
super
lighter.
thin. Yeah,
Oh.
it's really really thin plastic, but that's what makes it a more high quality helmet, because when you do the vacuum forming on a material like that, you get a really sharp mold. So it pretty much is the only material.
So it's
In my
kind
opinion,
of
that
shitty,
looks the
but it
best.
looks really nice.
Yeah, I mean it's kind of shitty in a way too, because since it's pulled from an original helmet, it's got a crap ton of imperfections. Like if you look at it up close, you'll see like weird bubbling and like weird kind of dimples and defects all over the plastic. But that's part of what you're purchasing, is that asymmetrical original look of the helmets, that how exactly it was.
It's like a Sten gun. It's a piece of shit, but it's cool.
Yeah, like if you look at it up close, I sometimes I look at it and I'm like, God damn, why did I pay $800? But then you kind of look at it and you're like, you know what? Like, it looks like it came right off the set. Like,
That's awesome.
yeah,
I'm
it
jealous.
looks just like the
100%
original
jealous.
helmet. And
That's
it's all
pretty fucking
hand painted and everything was handmade. So
I do want to do some type of stormtrooper kit at some point, full head to toe, and like put it on a mannequin when I'm not using it, kind of thing.
I want to rock a Mandalorian kit or a Dark Trooper kit to a fucking Airsoft.
Oh, Dark Trooper would be so badass.
Yeah.
Well, I mean,
Yeah,
with the
Dark
cannon, aren't
Too
Dark
fucking
Troopers
short.
like robots or some shit?
You're a little too short for a Stormtrooper,
Well,
too.
I'm
Eh.
actually, I don't know. This is okay. I'm gonna be a nerd. Mark Hamill's.
He's like 5'8". He's like 5'8".
No, he's not 5'8". He's like 5'6".
He's 5'9".
Oh, 5'9"?
Fucking taller
Yeah.
than Garrett.
Damn. He
He's
seems
taller
so
than
short
me.
compared to everybody else.
Well, he is. Well,
it doesn't
Carrie
help that
Fisher was
Harrison
5'1", but Peter Mayhew was 7'2".
Yeah.
That dude was tall. And Harrison Ford is 6'1".
Yeah, there you go. Yeah, next to Harrison Ford, anyone looks frickin'.
Yeah, it's like that. It's like those.
6'3". I'm that proper fucking Dark Trooper
Yeah.
height.
I'll
It's like those-
definitely do Mando kit though. That'd be fun because I've been looking for an excuse to put a ridiculous looking flash hider on my ARX 160.
There you go.
What, like the
I got
gigantic,
I
like
got the
disruptor one, like the.
No, actually, I want to do like the split, like it almost looks like a rounded duckbill.
Oh, okay, I know
that
what you're
you
talking
put
about.
on like every beam rifle from the Gundam franchise. That's what I want to put on the front of that.
Hell
I
yeah.
mean, it's
That's gonna be
probably
a goal for
really.
a GunGamers video in 2021 is just all of us rolling up to a game in different Star Wars kits with Alphons.
I mean,
that would-
clearly everyone has enough money to buy Star Wars kits. So.
Yeah, I mean, considering we've talked about enough other dumb shit we bought today.
Yeah,
If-
I mean, if it's a $3,000 knife, you could buy like,
Yeah.
I don't know, 5 kits.
With the way I'm looking at it, it's like all of the current canon stuff and even the legend stuff is great, but like SWTOR is my favorite Star Wars stuff that other than like the original movies. SWTOR is my favorite current storyline that I'm following, and I really want to do like a SWTOR bounty hunter kit because they've got some ridiculous looking armor in that fucking game.
Now that I've got squadrons, I want to do an X-wing pilot kit.
That's what I'm currently doing right now.
Yeah.
I'm doing a Luke, Hoth pilot Luke.
Oh, okay. Oh, so like the winter overcoat.
The
yeah,
snow speeder.
I have the jacket. I have the jumpsuit. I bought the fully custom like leather belt with the lightsaber and the freaking blaster
fancy.
pistol, and yeah, it's getting there.
Do you have like a whole room to display this stuff? I mean, I see you got the 3 kits behind you.
I'm sitting in it right now, but this wall is currently like kind of empty because I'm still putting in new furniture in this room. So everything else is in front of me. It's all like on the sides here, like helmets and
I
like
finally
little
got my wall
collectibles.
above my record player fully upgraded.
Yeah, so I wish I could show it, but maybe like when the back is filled in more, you'll see like because I have some stuff on the floor that you can't see, blasters, and the huge DLT 19 is just sitting kind of on the side here.
That's the MG34 based one.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So
Now is that just a solid dummy?
Yeah, I mean I can actually grab it 'cause it's right here, but it's a foam cast, but it
Oh,
looks
okay.
really nice. Hold on.
I was really hoping to be like, yeah, it's a parts kit that I bought and then reactivate
Ian,
it
we could
myself.
do that. We should get
We
a parts
could.
kit MG34 and turn it into a DL14.
Yeah, I mean we could, just get that SOT running.
Okay. Yeah. So
Oh, there you go.
There
oh,
you
that,
go.
Oh yeah,
Yeah.
there you go.
it's foam cast, but it's hard
It
to
still
tell,
looks
really.
really good.
That looks
Yeah.
sweet.
There's just like little seamage action going on, but I did like this one I bought quite a while ago before I was really investing a lot of money into props, and it's a B pull. So
Have you considered getting an actual MG34 parts kit? And
yeah, but they're crazy freaking expensive, and it seems
it's
like
almost
they're
like it's
kind of
built
hard
from
to
an
find.
actual machine gun. Yeah.
Yeah.
How
so
heavy is that?
This is super light. It's
Is it?
like
Yeah, the MG34 is like what?
26 pounds.
26 pounds? Is that heavy?
it's maybe
Yeah.
2 pounds, 3 pounds.
Oh my god.
So
Eric could wield that as a pistol.
yeah, I mean, yeah.
Dude, I can wield a fucking normal weight MG34 as a pistol. That is like a
That's true.
fucking Derringer.
MG34
it's good
parts
it's
kit.
good for trooping. Like when I
Oh,
have to hold
absolutely.
it for frickin' 12 hours, it feels like nothing, and it's nice. So
Okay,
but,
so this
yeah,
doesn't have the receiver.
But
or
no,
the
I do
bolt.
want to do an X-wing pilot kit. Like get the helmet with the lens and the big old electronic box that goes on your chest.
Yeah,
with
I'm
the
currently
padding.
building the helmet for my girlfriend right now. I mean, we both been working on it, but I just put it together, and then she's been doing like Bondo and
Are you
smoothing.
is it a Pepakura deal?
No. It's everything I do is always vacuum form.
Oh, okay.
I don't.
Oh, so you're
I
doing
don't
it as
go-
two halves and then binding them together?
Yeah, it was 2 halves, and then it's got the Mohawk strip that holds it together. And
Oh,
then,
okay.
there's a little lens that is movable that can go up and down, and it's got a little, the accurate padding on the inside, and it's nice, yeah. And they're relatively inexpensive, like for Star Wars stuff. I think the kit was only $175.
Oh, send me a link. I'm gonna
Yeah.
buy that right now.
So
Is-
100% do that. And then
it's a
I don't.
good one.
I'd
Are there any
probably
Star
do-
Wars
I'd
guns
probably do a
based off an
wedge.
RPD by chance?
What's
Is
that?
there what?
Are there any Star
No.
Wars parts kits based on an RPD? No.
No, all the Star Wars stuff is typically based on World War II surplus. Because
Okay.
at the time, which was the 70s.
Or the modern stuff is sometimes based on AR pistols
ARs.
because
Yeah. because
Yeah,
that's
ARs.
easy to get.
They'll do some kind of like Vietnam era stuff sometimes, but a
Well,
lot
I'm
of
just looking at an RPD parts kit for $600 right now, and I really want it. But yeah,
you a coward.
I mean, we live in
Have
New
to
York.
convert
Eric.
it to semi-auto.
Yeah, and
Or just
you know,
sit on it.
yeah. Well, also belt feds aren't. Can't you have belt fed in New York?
Oh, really? At
Well,
all?
Yeah,
Not
because
legally.
Yeah.
Send it to my house.
not legally.
I'll put it in a box. I'll stash it in the corner. Nobody will know.
Oh my god. Air Max 1 just donated 20 Canadian dollars. So what is that, like $3.50 American?
it's like $4,
No,
$4
no,
and some toast from Texas Roadhouse.
He sent $20 Canadian for the booze fund. Merry Christmas. Thank you, Air Max 1.
That'll
We
go
will definitely
towards
put
something,
that
Dom.
towards the booze fund.
Yes.
Oh, wow. It's got the padding and everything. That's awesome,
Yeah,
Carrie. Thank you.
it's a super nice kit, and you can get it pre-assembled if you want, but I just like to do things,
Oh, I
myself,
would build
so
it. Screw
Yeah.
that.
Can I throw a Team Wendy liner inside of an X-wing
It's got
helmet?
like a whole 2-part video to shows you how to do everything. So
It's got the decals, too. Yeah, I'd probably
Yeah.
do, like, a wedge.
And
'Cause
Tilly's?
I like his, he's my favorite Star Wars character, because he's, like, the average dude, but he slowly becomes a really good pilot. But his helmet is, like, black with gold accents. Like, it's
Oh,
really
yeah.
cool.
it's sick. I mean, there's some freaking insane helmets out there, and since like X-wing, those costumes you can pretty much do like, as long as you stay within like the certain limitations of the canon, like you can pretty much do whatever the hell you want. Like make any
Even
custom
assembled, it's like 220. That's not even
Eh,
bad.
Air
No,
Max, I just want to
I'm
make it
probably
clear.
gonna get mine.
We're not actually making
Next
fun
one.
of you for sending Canadian money. It's just banter, my guy. It's really we appreciate it.
Thank you for those dollars. Yeah.
Oh, some dude he took an X-wing helmet and he made it Maverick,
Oh,
but he
Tristan
converted
just sent
Maverick to the
$5.
Star Wars language.
Tristan
awesome.
just sent $5 and said my PC looks like an aquarium at a Chinese buffet.
Thank you, Tristan.
hell.
Bring him at a Chinese buffet.
There we go. Oh yeah.
You know what? He's right though.
He's not wrong. Hey man, sometimes you gotta spend money on all the RGB. Kayla, you got some ridiculous shit going on with your PC right now, don't you?
Yes, I mean it's all set to white light right now because to help put some light into my room. But
Ah,
yeah, it's looking pretty good.
I believe the
Gotta
Facebook
say.
message you sent me last night is I'm trying to slowly go blind by adding more and more UV light into my RGB.
Yeah, I mean, I want like maximum UV light, and then I read online that it's like, if you look at it, it can slowly blind you. So, but I want more. I don't know what else to do. I mean, I feel like I guess I'm just gonna go blind.
Yeah, sometimes, well, the sacrifices we make for the flex.
Yeah,
What size did you get, Kaylee?
the large. The small
large.
is pretty small. Like,
Okay.
yeah. I thought I was gonna get the small for myself because I got the large helmet for my girlfriend, and she's just got like a slightly larger head than I do. But when I put it on, it was already like hitting my ears. So I was like, dude, with the foam in there and stuff, it's gonna be like right on your head. Yeah.
You got to get those 4D pads or the Team Wendy Epic Airliner to throw in that.
It's got a decent looking set of pads in it though.
Oh, yeah, dude. I mean, I have a very similar padding setup in my Mandalorian helmet in the display case over here, and dude, they look so nice once they're in. Oh my god.
I'd probably put a mic cable in it too, and then run it to a PTT.
Yeah, I mean, it comes with the prop mic cable, but you could probably basically put something else in there.
If you get there's racing. Like for the NASCAR helmets, there's racing mic kits that are just basically the boom mic with just flying leads. You could just use that.
Yeah.
We just need a projector so we can project an ATAC-based heads-up display directly into the Mandalorian helmet.
So, Hoshin Young asks if we have any plan or schedule for the first podcast in 2021.
Dude, I'm gonna keep it real with you. I don't know when the first podcast of 2021 is gonna be because next Friday is what, the 1st?
Yeah.
Yep.
So that's obviously it's New Year's Day, so I'm gonna be hungover as shit. We normally do this on Fridays. We could do it Saturday. So
I mean, we could also like do what we do with the rest of the channel at this point and not have like a 100% dead set schedule.
Yeah, that's true. I do want to start doing these, on a semi-regular basis again because it's fun to do, and the only reason I wasn't doing it is because I was really just too lazy to message the podcast chat and ask you guys if you wanted to do it. But that aside, I think what I'm going to be doing is give it like January 2nd, January 9th. We can get a couple of cool guests on. I'm sure that.
Well, I know we've got a few guys who we want to have on, and I know fucking Tom Smith from the Acacia strain has actually been asking Corey when he can come back on.
Dude, fuck yeah! I mean, if we can get Tom Smith back on, we can absolutely do like a metal related podcast. I know he enjoyed it.
Yeah.
So
it's funny because like I know for a fact that the reason he told us initially he only had an hour to be honest because he was like, oh man, these guys are gonna be fucking weird. I don't know if I want to be stuck out here all night. And then he ended up staying on for like 2.5 hours.
Yeah. Dude, fuck yeah. I mean, we can have Tom Smith back on. Might not be a Kaylee thing. She doesn't really listen to the Acacia strain.
No, that's fair. That's fair.
But yeah, no, I mean, if a famous metal guitarist wants to come back on, I'll absolutely have him on. Other than that, I mean, there are a couple other people we want to have on as well. I mean, at this point, we can have any of the guests that we've had on over the last 30 some odd episodes come on.
Yeah, I want to have the guy who's in our chat, Hoshing Yung, on at some point to talk
about
like.
That's the guy from Hong Kong. Is saying the
yeah,
FNX, right?
The guy from Hong Kong. He posts in the discussion group all the time with the different shows and whatnot. He translates a lot of that type of stuff.
Okay. Sweet.
I want to have him on at some point. I like weirdly enough too. Like actually, someone I really want to have on, someone who's in the chat too. I want to get Tristan on just to, like
Jesus.
Meme.
Yeah, he's
just like make memes for like 2 hours.
There's one thing I know about Tristan. I mean, he also has some actual like insight into certain things. Like, there's plenty of people dumping on Airsoft Pro League, but if you want to talk to somebody who's actually was he part of Airsoft Pro League or did he film it?
He was one of the personalities that was in it. He actually was one of the personalities in it.
Yeah, we could have him on. I know Camera Ninja. Myself, Eric, and Garrett have met him at he was at Desolation 3. Super nice dude. We could have him on because he actually was doing some filming.
Yeah, I'd love to have him on
for APL as well. That'd be interesting. But yeah, outside of that, more podcasts in the future. You're gonna see, recurring guests come back on. We're probably gonna get Josh back on, get hopefully Jet and Leah back on, maybe Alphonse at some point.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, good
Have a
stuff.
good time with it. Just
Good stuff to come.
I mean, I don't know if it's gonna be a weekly, like, regular thing, but
No, especially going back into like because like obviously this thing was born out of the fucking pandemic where everybody had a surplus of time. Garrett is on the phone right now, but apparently his carpet looks like it's been through Vietnam, according to Tristan's super chat. But
yeah,
But yeah.
I think what we should do with the podcast, like, a little bit of like meta narrative here between you and me, Ian, because like I run like the normal like edited video segment of the Gun Gamers channel, and you run like the podcast and the streams.
yeah,
Like a little bit of a meta narrative here. Like I've only found that running Gun Gamers like as a hobby works when I try to kind of hold myself to a looser schedule. You know what I mean?
yeah, totally.
Where it's like, hey, I want to make this stuff when I want to make it, and I want to be able to make it regularly, but like I'm not going to try to hold myself to this day, this time, all the time.
That's not what I'm worried about. Yeah, I mean, and it comes down to the fact that like, as the pandemic hopefully starts to subside,
Yeah.
obviously we're all gonna have less and less time on our hands to be able to do this sort of thing. So, ideally, this will be something that happens maybe a couple of times a month, but I don't foresee it going back to the old schedule where we were just hammering them out on a fucking weekly basis. But yeah, there's gonna be more podcasts in the future. I do plan on doing another 24-hour live stream at some point in the next couple of months.
Oh, God.
Well, don't worry. You don't have to be on for the whole thing, and obviously the money goes to a good cause. So
Yeah, that's true.
yeah, but I'm gonna go ahead and set that off for a couple of months to give us some more time to prepare, because there certainly
maybe I'll finish the last 24-hour live stream highlight reel by then.
Yeah, I mean, well, there's also a lot of lessons learned that came from that. Like, for example, make sure you have all of the items that you are going to be raffling off to people in hand before you fucking start the live stream to raffle them off.
Were the things not in hand?
Yeah, there's a gun that got raffled off that's going to a guy by the name of Squirrel Airsoft that I haven't been able to get my hands on because the guy who donated it, we didn't have it in hand when the live stream took place, and since then we haven't been able to go play Airsoft. Yeah, and he doesn't.
So we haven't been able to see the guy who has the gun.
But Squirrel Airsoft, if you are watching, we have not forgot about you. Don't. You will have a G&G Predator showing up to your house at some point. At some point. Probably faster than I got my plate carrier from in Desert Tiger Stripe. But that aside, more stuff to come in the future on the YouTube actual video side of things. I mean, Eric, I know you got some things cooking, so.
Yeah, I mean, I want to do more. I've got another Tactical Wizard video I want to make very shortly here. Corey and I have some videos we want to make. In general, though, like, it has been difficult to like run the channel when we haven't been able to play the fucking game.
Yeah.
But honestly, I foresee like the channel is probably going to go back to like whoever remembers like the 2017, 2018 era of Gun Gamers, where it was a lot of shit posting.
Yeah.
I think we're going to go back to that format.
Yeah, I suspect that's what's going to happen.
Like,
big ups to Eric in the chat, but yeah.
Yeah. I think we're going to see a lot more shit posting. I think we're going to try to like do reviews on stuff that we've been putting off doing reviews on now that we're actually like going to be able to return to the field. Hopefully, like 3 of us bought VFC SOP mods we have to talk about. Yeah,
at some point I want to start reviewing newer products as well, because there has been some cool shit that's been coming out recently. I know EMG, and EMG's kicking ass recently because they've been releasing a lot of really, really cool stuff. They got the Colt license, I think, and they just released like the OG Vietnam era M16, the XM177, like the Vietnam era fucking Car 15. They're releasing a lot of really cool stuff that I want to get my hands on and actually do a review on.
Haywire just had a good video suggestion. He wants us to make a video about TF Keg, and we are planning on making a video about TF Keg.
We are,
but we need to run TF Keg at an event first.
Yes, yeah, that's ideal. At the end of the day, it's like it comes down to the whole TF Keg thing. Like, oh, you haven't repped yet. Well, unfortunately, we live in the middle of a pandemic, and all of the cadre lives in New York, so it's been a little bit of a fucking problem for us to be able to get out. I'm excited to go out, but unfortunately, I'm not going to put the health of my family at risk just because I want to go play Baby Wars.
I can't take 2 weeks off work.
Yeah, it's
But-
whether it's work related, whether it's family related. At this point, it's like if you live in somewhere that has, COVID restrictions in place, it is irresponsible to go out, especially when you're not protecting yourself with masks and whatnot.
But
I
yeah,
heard something about keg.
we're gonna make a video on keg when we run it for an event.
Yeah, I wanted to do a video about like the M240L once I get it done because I still have to.
And maybe at some point in the next 3 years, Garrett will finish counting BBs.
Like after I'm done fitting the stock to the receiver because it doesn't just drop in. Unlike Chris Bast, just him and his group of guys just finished an M240L and their stock dropped in fine to their receiver. Mine, I have to hammer it to get it to fit.
They probably have an Inakatsu.
No, they have. I think they have an Echo 1, and the Echo 1's a little bit different than the A and K, which is what I have.
I got you.
Or at least the version of it. So I have.
They don't have a 240 Charlie though.
They do not have a 240 Charlie, but
All right,
nobody
before
should
Garrett
have a
goes
240
down
Charlie.
30-minute rabbit hole on 240 variants. Should we wrap up the podcast?
Yeah,
Oh,
let's
okay.
call it. We're at about 2 hours and 10 minutes. Yeah, 2 hours and 10 minutes. Yeah, GunGamers podcast episode with the homies. We will see you guys again in the near
See you
future.
guys next time with a cool
Hell
guest.
yeah.
Or two.
I like
or
it.
Any.
But yeah, peace, y'all.
Peace.
Peace.